Hi, I'm Dianne Bencito and I'm from UP Resilience Institute and NOAA Center. And today I'm going to present Ending the COVID-19 Pandemic in the Philippines, Development of a Web-Based Awareness and Decision Support System in COVID-19 using free and open source software tools. So how did it all start? As the pandemic started in the Philippines, the UP president ordered to build a website. It was initially focused to help the UP community in the pandemic crisis, but as we went along, more people are using the website and look for more information. That's why we gather as much data as we can so we can display it in our website. And this couldn't be possible without the UP COVID-19 pandemic response team. There are different fields of expert that works together in this project. We have statisticians, we have GIS specialists, professors, and even students, and most of them voluntarily helped us. So why are we using FOSS tools and why am I encouraging you to be a FOSS developer? Bukod kasi sa libre, it is open. You can modify it the way you want it to be. When I started in developing tools, sinasabi ko sa sarili ko, pinaghirapan ko yan eh, bakit ko i-share? Then I suddenly realized that I'm not developing to get praise. I am developing to inspire others. Yung simpleng idea mo kasi when you share it to others, lalawak at lalawak yan eh. And when you make your project free and open, there are some people who might join you and even collaborate with you. It's like connecting and sharing to others. Ika nga ng sabi nila, sharing is caring. And even to your available data, as long as it is not confidential, if you can make it free and open, then share it. It can be super useful to others. So what are the tools that we use in developing the website? So first we have GitHub. It is a version control system. Why are we using it? When you are developing with others, it is a good practice to have a version control to keep things on track and avoid conflicts. We added our project repository here because it is free and open, so we can share our development to others. Also, there are a lot of good projects in GitHub. Even if you're not a developer and you're just looking for a tool, malay mo, may makita ka dyan na useful sa'yo. From there, bigla mo maisipan i-modify yung tool kasi you need it for your data. And the next one is Leaflet. It is a JavaScript library for web mapping. We use this because it is more adaptable. It is easily converts data into a map layer since most of the data that we have are from CSVs and spreadsheets. We also use Pandas. It is a Python library for data analysis. So after extracting the data that we gathered, we convert it into data frame for analysis. Most of the data that we have were encoded in spreadsheet and CSVs. We converted it into data frames so it can be more readable before adding it to the database. Next, we have Django. It is a Python web framework that helps you to build a pragmatic design website. What I like in Django is its model view template pattern. So for example, you created a model for patient information. And if you're familiar with SQL, this model become a table in the database. And from there, all the stored data can only be called by setting in the views, which take a web request and return a web response. And that's when you can do templating to call the data from the database to your HTML. And for our database, we use Postgres. It is a relational database management system. It is known for its extensibility. We also use this because there are some data types that are not available to others, like geometric or GIS data type, and of course, it is free and open. In fact, Django has active open source community. And the good thing about this is when you encounter a problem, you can easily communicate with them. So how do we call our data? Most of our data were encoded in spreadsheets. Some data that we gathered were from the OH data drop, but before putting it in our spreadsheet, we have to clean the data first, like modifying formats, adding PSGCs, and so on. The problem in using spreadsheet is that it has limitations, and due to massive number of new cases, we have to extend our spreadsheet. We also have Bayanihan Drive. This is where our statistician Sir Peter Kyton added his statistics data such as time varying reproduction number, case fatality rate, and recovery rate for national, provincial, and municipal level. So how do we process our data? As I mentioned in my previous slide, meron kaming spreadsheets and CSV stored in Google Drive. So from there, we are extracting the data into data frame, and in this process, tinatawag lang namin yung pinaka-latest date reported. In this process, we also use to add new fields. We also used formulas to generate what we need. And we also replaced some null datas and lahat ng pwedeng gawin to satisfy the database before adding it. So once we store the data in the database, dito pumapasok si Django. So using the views, we can now call the data to be displayed in maps, tables, and the website. And yun, we have our new feature. So what's inside endcov.ph? We have two main features in our website, the dashboard view and the map view. So what we have in dashboard view are the number of confirmed cases, recovered, disease, active cases, and test. We also have different charts representing the data. A line graph that looks like a stairs, just kidding. It shows the case overview. We also have graphs showing cases by age, group, and sex, as well as the cases in NCR. So next is the map view. When we initially released endcov, what we had in our map were checkpoints and case per provinces and municipalities lang. So what's inside the map view? There are 3 base maps that we added, so you can choose which one do you prefer. There's also quarantine checkpoint, but this one, it is not updated now. So we also have 2 health facilities kasi we gather the data from different sources. So first, we have the OH data from the data drop. We have hospitals. We made a trick here kasi the previous data drop had coordinates. Then suddenly, they remove it. So what we did here, we just update the information and stop the updating for the coordinates. Sayang you can see in every points which represents the location of the hospitals that shows the hospital rates such as ICU bed rates, isolation beds, ventilators, beds in converted wards, and it's really helpful. We also have testing facilities in the map, and this data, we are just mirroring it from Miko Tamura's data. So thank you for sharing your data. So the other health facilities that we displayed were from Dashboard Philippines. So what they had here is COVID-19 hospitals, quarantine facilities, referral centers, non-COVID hospitals, and most of their data were from crowdsourcing. So next is the active cases. We have provincial and municipal level here. We use Coreplet here para mas makita agad where are the places with high number of cases. We also had probability of outbreak. So in here, you can see the active cases over outbreak threshold. We also have for provincial and municipal level. And here you can see active cases per 100,000 population. So it shows the density in a city or municipality. We also had a barangay level of data for Metro Manila. We also have barangay level of active cases displayed as points. So these points were randomly generated. So hindi porket may point dyan, nandyan na yung active case. So we also have statistics tab. So here in the left side, we are displaying the time varying reproduction number. We have a data for national, provincial, and municipal level. So what we are displaying here is the highest historical, the lowest historical, and the current time varying reproduction number. And on the right side, you can see the epidemiological metrics. We also have national, provincial, and municipal level here. We also have a search bar, so you can search the municipality or the city and the province that you're looking for. We are displaying the data for time varying reproduction number as well as the case fatality rate and recovery rate. So we also have a compendiums under the statistics tab. So what we are displaying here are the detailed information about the COVID-19 in the Philippines. We're also showing the transmission status in every regions. We also have data for hospitals and quarantine capacities per provincial and regional level. So yeah, those are some of the features we had in endcov.ph. So share ko na din yung pinaka-challenge during the development, and it is the data. The quality and the transparency of the data na nire-release. Ang hirap din kasing maglinis. Until now, we are still hoping for a cleaner and transparent data. Who we are. So these are the people behind endcov.ph web development. We are the Web GIS team from UPRI and NOAA Center. So we would like to thank the UP volunteer developers for helping us in building third-party apps iframed in our website. And that's what endcov.ph is all about. So if you have any suggestions or feature na gustong idagdag in endcov.ph, let us know. Thank you.